So the purpose of this video is to tell you all about the journey now that you're on our e-store. Okay, so very quickly and succinctly, we've made up of 3 brands. Yes, you've at lisaraleigh.com, but inside of lisaraleigh.com has emerged 3 brands. So you've got Bounti, which is all about rebounding equipment, rebounders, rebounding workouts, accessories, etc. Then you've got Bodykind, and Bodykind is athleisure. So it's all the things that Lisa loves to wear, etc. And then you've got LR, and LR is kind of what we believe closes the circle. We wish more people would actually start with that brand, because that's all about dietetics, that's all about DNA, that's all about your lifestyle and making changes over there which starts to breach into the other areas. So if you were to ask me what's the journey, a lot of people engage with us coming through the Bounti side. So you may be interested in a rebounder. We've got the most variety of rebounders. We've definitely got the best rebounders in the country. It's a great place to start from an exercise modality perspective. We have lots of belief systems around rebounding. And a lot of people say, what about all the other things? We believe rebounding is the most transversal, most accessible, and from a health perspective, we agree with the NASA scientists that said it's the best exercise ever invented or formulated by mankind. So if you go there, you're going to find rebounders that are for bigs, smalls, low budgets, big budgets, lifestyles, whatever you want. You're going to find workouts. Where do you start in that world? Well, take a look at some of the videos that we have that explains this. We have foldable rebounders that go wherever you are. So if mobility is your choice, there's one for you. If from a budgetary perspective, we've got our entry-level spring rebounder. That's for you. If you're looking for the ultimate rebounder that has a wide mat surface area, it's incredibly made, etc., we've got several models in that regard also over there. So take a look at that. But remember, your rebounding journey is not just about the equipment. Many of you buy stuff. You go into a store and you buy this particular exercise modality, right? A piece of equipment related to it. And what happens after that? You leave and you don't know what to do with it. Well, what we've done is we've built journeys within journeys. So when you buy your rebounder, you're going to get like a beginner starter pack of workouts. And this gets you started. But what we want to encourage you to do is the programs. And those programs are our foundation program, our beginners program, which branches you into all the other areas. So if you were to ask me, where do I begin? Take a look at the rebounder that's applicable to your lifestyle, your budget, and what you want to do, number 1. Number 2 is take a look at either the foundation program or the beginners program. Foundation program, it's 4 weeks. It takes you from about 2 to 5 minutes, and it kind of teaches you how to rebound progressively over 4 weeks. When you get to 4 weeks, you can do about 15 minutes on a rebounder. The beginners program, incredibly, one of our most popular. That one takes you from about 10 to 15 minutes, and then over 8 weeks builds you to 60 minutes of rebounding. Yes, you can do 60 minutes on a rebounder. And all the fundamentals are taught in those programs. So we teach you, how to do a burpee, how to do a lunge. Your ergonomics on a rebounder is so important when you're embarking on a rebounding journey. Many people just buy it and then they bounce and they in front of the TV and they don't get the full health benefits. Those programs are curated highly by Lisa herself to ensure that we progressively build you up. And you don't have to think about it. Every day you get a workout, and after 4 weeks you can do 15 minutes. After 8 weeks thereafter, you can do an hour. So literally in 3 months, we'll take you from not being able to rebound for maybe 2 to 5 minutes all the way to 60 minutes. And obviously you can stop in between. That's just the progressive programs. Then we've got the various other programs in our kaleidoscope of offerings, right? We've got Sculpt, we've got Bounty Beat, we've got Level Up. You can start exploring our library of programs relative to your wants, your tastes, your exercise and fitness levels once you've done those progressive programs. Then we also have downloadable workouts. Almost 1,000, and by the time you watch this video, we may breach over 1,000 videos in our entire library, either accessible through streaming or accessible via download. So if power is an issue, you lose Wi-Fi connection, you're going on Safari or something, you take your rebounder with you and our workouts travel with you. So their big focus was making sure the equipment is as extensive, so wide variety of rebounders. We've got all the accessories associated with it also. And if you take a look at each one of the accessories, it's not like buying from a typical retail store. What we focusing on is giving you beautiful equipment. meaningful equipment. So you'll see prints on certain things. You'll see the way the color combinations work. Why? Because exercising in your fitness journey, according to Lisa, doesn't have to be this mundane gray, black colors. It can be a beautiful thing. It can be an inspirational thing. Because that's so important when you're embarking on a wellness journey. So all the equipment you could possibly imagine, a lot of it is South African made, stuff that you're not going to find anywhere else, that you only find from us. We're very proud of it. That's all the equipment. And then all the workouts associated with it that combines with it. So that combo is end-to-end from a rebounding perspective, unmatched, unrivaled, and we're very, very proud of that. And that's on a global basis. Then you take a look at Body Kind. Now, if you look at like bounty, for us, it's what you do with your body. Body Kind is what you put on your body. Right? Lisa started rebounding and wearing certain things, and there were two drivers that birthed the Body Kind athleisure range. One was people asked a lot about what Lisa was wearing, and they loved what she was wearing, and they wanted to know where they could get it. But most importantly, the biggest driver was actually there was nothing that Lisa could find that would sit properly on a rebounder. Because think about it, the G-forces that you're exposing your body to when you're bouncing up and down on a rebounder, you know, whether it's breast movement, whether it is things that sit over your tummy and your midriff well enough, she's decided she was going to start designing and sourcing products that you could wear that were optimal for that type of movement. Body Kind grew from that. But now, Body Kind is a whole lot more than that. It's all the way from beautiful totes and bags through to headbands. We've got an adjustable sports bra that's arguably the best adjustable sports bra in the country. And we know a lot of ladies out there suffer on their wellness journey. In fact, when we thought about the bra, just to give you a backstory, there was actually a client of ours in one of our previous studios that wore 3 bras when she used to come for a rebounding class. And we decided to do something about that, and that birthed the fully adjustable sports bra. So that's where that comes from. So every piece of material in that range is highly curated. It's bohemian. It has meaning. The prints on the leggings are not just prints. They're South African artists. The prints have a story behind them. Every piece is meant to be meaningful. Just like we do it on the rebounding side, that's the intention with Body Kind. Very unique. We used to travel a lot, Lisa and myself, and we used to always bump into like Lululemon. And we used to fill our bags with Lululemon, and we'd come home, and we were always sad that we couldn't find products, athleisure specifically, of that quality, of that nature in South Africa. And again, this is not just about being beautiful, bohemian, highly curated with stories. It's also living up to being the most qualitative stuff that's really high grade and quality. It's not stuff that you're going to get at other retail store. It's meaningful, made by us, and you're going to love it. It's going to live with you for years. Then, lastly, is LR. LR is a combination of quite a few things. The lead person in LR is probably Carly, our dietitian, because that's an amazing person to engage with. And again, Carly is not just any old dietitian. You know, she's a dietitian after us engaging with quite a few dietitians out there, someone that we felt from a personality perspective, from an ethos and aura perspective. Lisa's definitely in that realm. There's got to be energy, the correct energy. Carly kind of emanated that. She's on the team because when she engages with you, it's so important, because that's what we believe is actually the beginning of your journey. You know, the equipment, workouts, cool, yes. Athleisure, sure, no problem. But if you truly want to embark on a sustainable change in your life, that's going to be how you live for the rest of your life. And you're going to live not just longer, but you're going to live qualitatively better. So not just lifespan increasing, but also health span increasing. LR is a combination of all of those services. And what Carly does, she kind of brings it together. And when we started with Carly, we thought, how could we make a dietitian accessible within a particular context, not just a generic, like, I want to be better. You know, Carly has a thorough understanding of rebounding. She understands the health benefits of it. She understands the lymphatic system. She rebounds religiously herself. So she lives it too. So what she's going to teach you is who you are. You know, a big thing under LR, we call it mindful living. And we thought a lot about that sentence, mindful living. But if you take a look at the ethos and how we execute in that world, we want your wellness journey to be what we call data-led, not opinion-led. You know, so people go off and they're going to do intermittent fasting, or they're going to do keto, or they're going to do banting. But you're doing that on the basis of what? Right? You and who you are is so unique in the world. Your genetic makeup, your lifestyle, your day-to-day habits, your sleep, what your intakes are, your dependencies, psychologically where you're at. These are all factors that pertain to building a sustainable set of changes that you're going to do for the rest of your life. And Carly is what I call a DNA whisperer. She is the person that will decipher who you are on a genetic level by doing the DNA test. Now, there's DNA companies out there where you can go DNA tests. Sure. We believe the lab, DNA analysis that we work, is definitely the best lab in South Africa in terms of getting your genetic data. But that's just again on the quality side. But the journey there is engage with Carly. We made it very inexpensive. 350 Rand. You get Carly for 15 to 20 minutes on a Zoom call, and she can ask you questions that give you the tool sets to decipher exactly what you need to do next. So this is about holding your hand. This is about sustainably making a change, not just making a change. And when you make a change that is data-led, it's a change that is going to have, first of all, impact in the quickest amount of time, but it's going to have impact that's sustainable, right? A lot of you go off and you go do some diet and you see the effects. You're losing the weight, but then 3, 4, 5 months later, you've packed it all back again. Why? Because it's not about weight loss, right? It's about a lifestyle change. And that's what we're trying to sell you. We're trying to sell you a change to your life. What you do with your body, what you put on your body, but what you put inside your body is what LR is all about. So Carly is your shepherd. She is your guide in that world. It's inexpensive. She'll teach you the journey. And then make the investment on the DNA. If you had to ask me where to start, if you wanted to start with our business, I would say make an investment on the DNA front. Get your data, understand who you are, look at the type of exercise you should be doing, the type of food intake, your sleep, your circadian rhythms, just your psychological makeup, your allergies, are you prone for inflammation, soft tissue damage. All of these things will get revealed to you when you do some of these DNA tests. They're not cheap, but they're the greatest investment in the long term, and their payback is so obvious. And what we've done with Carly, there's benefits around if you with momentum or discovery vitality, there's medical aid benefits there, but just it's going to save you money in the long run. And it's a combination of a lot of things. So Carly, from a dietetic engagement and consultative perspective, it's DNA. We have air fryer recipe books. We've got nutrition plans. We're launching a lot of stuff there. In fact, by the time you watch this, hopefully we'll have had our podcast would be released. Our podcast lives in that area, right, where we're going to share information that's a whole lot more informative and long form within the brands. The podcast will live under LR. So just to come back out, right, so we've got Lisa Raleigh, that's why you're here, right? She's an ambassador, you all follow her, she's inspirational. Yes, she's my wife, but she truly, truly lives this ethos. And that's so inspirational. But the question is, what are you going to do? And that's where Bounty comes in from an equipment and a modality perspective, body kind in terms of what you're wearing, LR in terms of what you're doing sustainably with your body. All the other things that wrap around the business, the studio supplements that. When we do not just the podcast, we also do these webinars. Again, it's about us giving back and sustainably trying to make that impact on your life through a range of webinars that educates you. Because a lot of people, like some of the webinars we've done, one on DNA, sure, everyone needs to demystify DNA, but we're trying to demystify like autoimmune diseases. We're trying to demystify your kind of weight loss and stress levels and embarking on goals and getting guest speakers in to ask the simple layman questions, so to decipher these things that you may not have time in the day to do the work yourself. And that's the whole big objective. We tie this entire suite of offerings with payment plans, payment providers, and that's just to make it more affordable. We understand the economic conditions out there, but we always encourage you that when the economic conditions get hard, whatever terrestrial factors you may be challenged with, that's when you double down on your health. That's when it's most important. Because when you combine a bad lifestyle, bad health, with stresses and strains from the outside, that's a perfect storm. Right? So what we're trying to do is navigate you through all of that. So that's the business. So when you're clicking over here and you're looking at everything, navigate it within the context of these journeys. It's not just about a bunch of pretty athleisure or a couple of mini trampolines that you can bounce on or a dietitian. It's a combination of these things that come together that closes the circle to give you offerings, services, help, and assistance to make changes in your life forever. Not just to live longer, but to live better and qualitatively. Thanks.